Hello, I'm here with a late night message. It's just going to be some random things that I'm going to throw out there. It has to kind of feeling one of those days again. I let some people get to me today. And trust me, I know I need to handle the situations better. It's a struggle, I guess. It's really hard to do. It's I'm constantly defending myself with my own family members. They sit there and say that they love and care for me, but they call me names, and it's so hard to accept that from them. I don't think that it's a way of helping. If I'm sitting here talking to you right now and I'm telling you that, because I'm still a little shook up over it. It's not something that I don't want to get into arguments and debates with people that say that they care for me. It's it's just not it's not something that works for me. And it might help me later on. It may it may be something that's there to show me. It's something that I need to understand. Right now, I don't see it. I don't see that downing someone and telling them that I lack oxygen to my brain, and then them saying that they're not calling me names. That it's uh, to me that's name calling. That to me that's calling me words like stupid, calling me words like insignificant, saying that I'm not good enough. My camera messes up sometimes. Um, those words just down me even more. Um, Apparently, there's people out there that just don't want to accept a positive message. And I think if there's anybody out there that thinks that my messages haven't been at least somewhat positive, please let me know. I mean, because I am only out there to help. I'm not out there to destroy someone. I'm not out there to take from somebody. These words that I give you, either you take them if you wish or you don't. But that doesn't that just because two people are sitting there having a conversation and doesn't mean that one has the right to stifle you just because they don't agree with you. They're sitting there telling me I'm wrong, but yet which makes them right, correct? If I'm so wrong and the way that they're trying to help me is correct by telling me I'm insignificant and telling me that what was the words? I lack oxygen to my brain. Am I the one that lacks the oxygen? Or am I one that's just someone who's trying to maybe give that oxygen to people who do actually lack the oxygen? This, we was also talking about conspiracies and things like that. And they was telling me that if you think that people are out to get you, you probably do need help, Andrew. Everybody in this world is out to get everybody. I made a message the other day about murder and how I did not agree with that. That murdering someone is not just sticking a knife in someone. It's words of hate. That's also a form of murder. And like I said, I know that like in my message board, there's going to be two types of people. But that message board you might as well just throw that into reality, because I live a reality where I'm surrounded by people that are constantly trying to murder me with words. They're like, "Oh, where's the old Andrew I knew? That old Andrew was a thief. That old Andrew was a murderer. That old Andrew used words like, you're not good enough. You're worse than the next. I'm better than you." Those are words of murder. I'm not going to go back to that guy. I'm not going to go back to being someone that I'm not even truly. That's not who I am. I would like to be a better person than that. I'd like to be able to tell people that they are good enough, that they are significant, that their lives matter, that if you just try every day to be better, to tell yourself you're great every day, tell yourself you're awesome, wake up in the morning, sing a song about how amazing you are. You think that that's being hot-headed or too into yourself, but it's not. It's allowing yourself to understand who you are. It's allowing yourself to be somebody much more than who obviously you are. You're not somebody you want to be, and that's why you would obviously want to tell yourself these things. But I know if my daughter was going through a hard time, I would try to understand her situation rather than tell her I'm going to take her to a a mental home. I'm not going to take my daughter to a mental home. I'm going to better understand her situation. I'm going to try to be there for her as much as possible. I'm going to use words like love. I'm going to use words like, Katie, you are good. You are amazing. You're everything to me. And if you're everything to me, then you're everything to this world. Oh, they're making jokes about my depression, and them saying that they don't are not depressed. But everybody struggles with some type of depression. Being psycho, that's a form of depression. People say, "Oh, it's not a form of depression." Yes, it very well is. Being Thinking that you can just go out there and slit someone's throat is psychotic, but it's also a form of depression. It's allowing your mind to think of someone other than who you actually are. It's allowing you to be someone you really don't truly want to be. But in this reality, you see a world where you have to kill or you're going to be killed. And people will go to that extreme to kill someone in order to believe that they're living life. But when you take someone's life, you're taking your own life. You're taking a piece of you and you're throwing it away. And you can stick a knife in someone, and you can use words of hate. And you're murdering yourself. You may not see it, and that's fine if you don't. And you can believe that that's the way life is. You can believe that life is in a deathly experience, but that in fact is the opposite of what life is. Life is living, not dying. And it's not killing someone because of you think that only way to get yours is to kill the next person. No, because you're just going to create more problems for yourself. That's like building a home on a wobbly foundation. That's you choosing a wobbly foundation over a sturdy foundation. And there is a way to build a home and make it last forever. And there's a way to build a home and it will crumble within days. And you can choose to crumble within days all you want to, but you're limiting yourself, just as I used to do. We all do it. We all limit ourselves at least I limited myself today by falling in and allowing this to get to me. And through that process, I lost words. I lost a way to say and way to get through to this person. I lost my true experience because I chose to fall in. And and here I go. I'm preaching, don't fall in, don't give in to these people, and here I am. But I also understand that we all make mistakes, and we can learn from those mistakes. And you don't pretend to care about me if you're gonna sit there and use hate words towards me. Don't expect me to believe that those words you use, you say you care, but you use words of hate to describe that care. Don't sit there and think that I'm ever gonna believe you when you use those words towards me. That does not show me love. Understanding shows me love. Understanding me and accepting me for who I am shows me love. You can believe that all you want to, and that's your choice. We all have those choices. It's your right. It's your free will. Just like my free will is to understand that those words are words of hate. Those words are used to kill someone. It's a reverse psychology. People say, "Oh, I don't know what reverse psychology is." You do it every day. There's at least there's multiple times you do it. There's not just one time a day that you use reverse psychology. You use it on yourself every day by limiting yourself. Limitations are a reverse psychology. And I promise you, nobody has to agree with that. But just limit yourself. You don't have to agree with it for me to see it. You can deny it all you want to. That's fine. It's your right. But I choose to understand it. I'm going to try to better myself with this understanding, and maybe something good will come out of it. I can hope. I look to God for everything. I believe there's more out there than murder. So just try to be great people. Stop murdering everyone with these hate words and tell them that they lack oxygen to their brain. Oh man, just instead of saying you don't understand that person, which is your right, you can not understand if you wish to. That's if that's what you want to limit yourself to not understanding, then be my guest. But what gives you the right to pull a Dr. Phil on someone if you're going to sit there and contradict yourself by saying you're a doctor, but then, oh, I don't understand this? Understand it and then help. If you can't understand someone, how can you help someone? You can't. It's like medication. That's like this marijuana people are using to get rid of. There's this disorder people have where they can't stop moving their body, and they rub this ointment on their feet and it causes them to stop. That's because people have taken the time to understand that this helps and they use it to help. They've taken the time to understand what it means to help these types of people. They found a solution. They've created the ointment and they've given it to the people. Well, they charge them. It should be free, but it's whatever. But they made this ointment. They give it to them and it helps. Don't Dr. Phil me if you don't understand me. You have no right telling me you're right and I'm wrong if you're going to sit there and say you do not understand me. Understand me, then help me. If I am what you say I am, understand it, then help. Or you can limit yourself to not understanding, but then you're also limiting yourself to helping me. Figure it out. The words here, the messages in these messages, there's truth in this. Maybe bits and pieces. Take those bits and pieces. Use them to your own advantage. But enough ranting. Um, this is the second video of me ranting, and there may be plenty more. Like I say, there's many faces of this depression, and this is one. This is the same one that I was expressing the other day, but it just it's just so irritating. You're supposed to have family that cares for you, but they're willing to put you out on the street. They're not willing to help you. They're willing to forget everything that you've done for them. They're willing to murder you. And like I said, you don't have to put a knife in someone to murder somebody. Plenty of ways of murdering. People just, there's love out there. There's care. There's people that do actually love. There's people like you. There's people like me. There's, this world can be a great place. It really can. It don't have to be. It can stay this way for a while, but it won't last. Something will happen to where this world won't be like this anymore. Even if it takes even if it takes the world to explode and no longer be here, it'll lead to that. It'll lead to these types of things through all this hate. This hate will create that. And God will have to rebuild it. But that's your choice. You can choose the words of the living, or you can choose the words of death. But there's a lot of people in this world that deserve a living experience. They're just lost in this world, just trying to be found, looking for answers. And it's hard to accept an answer when you limit it with so much hate. When you're not actually helping someone, you're more or less destroying them than helping them. Try to love somebody. Try to show somebody you care. Give them something. Don't take away. Because you're only taking away from yourself. You're limiting yourself by limiting others. Grab somebody by the hand. Show them the way. Hug them. Kiss them. Be kind to them. Don't let your words or your knife murder somebody because you don't understand them. But that's your choice. You have that right. You can murder all you want to. But one day you'll see that's not the answer. But until that day, you're going to think it is. If you enjoyed this video, don't even like, don't subscribe, just leave a comment. And if you don't want to do that, just watch the video. This is for free. I'm not doing this for money. The people matter more to me than the money does. Like I say, money does not go out there and build buildings. People do. But I would like to be able to build a foundation in this experience for my daughter and for myself. And right now, it does seem like I know that money's not the answer, but we use money in that sense to help us create those types of things. And I would like to be able to establish a better financial experience. But I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this for myself, and I'm doing this for my daughter, and I'm doing this for anybody else out there who is looking for a good message, something that they can grab onto, something that will push them to a higher limit. We all have a ladder to climb. And each step we take, sometimes we may jump up a few ladder steps, and sometimes we may fall down a few ladder steps. But I promise you, we're going to get to our destination. It's inevitable. It's who we are. We don't fail. Even if it looks like some of us have, we'll get it right one of these days. We all do. And God's going to be right there asking. It's pretty rough, wasn't it? It's tough, ain't it? It's not something that you'd really wish on somebody, is it? But he's going to be like, I'm glad you made it back to me. I never had to worry about you, but man, some of that stuff I watched you go through was he's there for us, just like we should be for each other. Be there emotionally, mentally, and physically for people. Give them the love that you want. And if you don't want that love, give them the hate that you want. Because if you're going to give them hate and expect love, if you're going to give hate, don't expect love. It's not going to work that way. It just never has. Give hate, get hate. Give love, get love. It's not give love, get hate. It's not give hate, get love. And you can twist it all you want to. But that's all you're doing is twisting. So, try to love someone. Try to actually be there for someone. Try to actually understand. Don't limit your intelligence by saying you don't understand. We matter. All lives do. Not just blacks, not just whites, not just Chinese. We all matter in this world. And if we didn't, God would not have put us here. We're all equal. Every single one of us. That's a little better lighting, huh? I had this person tell me about my lighting, and she says, you don't want to look like a crazy person in the dark, you want to look like a crazy person in the light. She's awesome. She's a good friend of mine. She's been helping me through some of this stuff. She don't use words of hate, she's actually there for me. And maybe she's not, but she's not there doubting me. She's there. I see someone that's helping me, and I respect that a lot. And this is me giving her a shout out. She knows who she is. I don't need to say her name, but she's been a good friend of mine. And if you see this video, hey, it's one of those depressed days that I've had. But try to try to actually help instead of murdering people with words, and love each other and be respectful, and maybe I can come up with a better message tomorrow and it won't be so late for everyone. Uh, this is this is kind of like one of those. This is just one of those faces that I showed the other day. I just showing people my experience and how I handle things. And this is me. This is my therapy. Um, until next time, be great.